Former Green Bay Packer MVP and future Hall of Fame quarterback Aaron Rodgers of the Pittsburgh Steelers just landed an All-Pro. Adam Schefter just reported that the Steelers traded three-time All-Pro safety Fitzpatrick to the Miami Dolphins in exchange for a three-time All-Pro corner Jaylen Ramsey. Interesting, Jair Alexander and Jaylen Ramsey were both being shopped at the same time. Brian Gutekunst grew a little bit impatient. Jair Alexander, of course, not commanding as much of a price tag on the market as Jaylen Ramsey due to him really not being able to stay healthy out on the football field. In fact, Jair Alexander ends up settling for a significant pay cut to join the Baltimore Ravens. And now you've got a scenario where Jaylen Ramsey commanded another all-pro corner or all-pro safety in exchange, but there also was an exchange in future picks, a 7th round and a 5th round exchange. But not just that, the Pittsburgh Steelers also landed a pretty good tight end in Janu Smith. Janu Smith had a very good season last year with the Miami Dolphins, had an overall PFF score of a 78.2, 8 touchdowns. This is going to be another weapon added to Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why do I mention this? Because Aaron Rodgers doesn't play with the Green Bay Packers. However, the Green Bay Packers are going to be headed to Pittsburgh October 26th, a game in which the Green Bay Packers are going to have to face TJ Watt, Aaron Rodgers, Jaylen Ramsey. The weapons were just added. More weapons were just added to Pittsburgh by them getting Jaylen Ramsey, which means that Matt LaFleur now is going to have to draw up some game plans to counteract the Pittsburgh defense. Pittsburgh defense is already a very stout defense, and they get a little bit more stout by adding a shutdown corner in Jaylen Ramsey. And interesting enough, speaking of corners out there, okay, Tyrion Arnold of the Detroit Lions just made a big, bold statement. He said that it was nothing but experience. Like I always said, a lot of teams sit back there and play in a zone, but I had to go out there and challenge wide receiver ones. And I'm young, so I know I'll be the best corner in the league pretty soon. And I'm very confident in that. Man, if that doesn't fire you up as a Green Bay Packer fan, now you got to love that the cockiness. Jair Alexander brought that same level of cockiness out there. And I think as a corner in the league, you have to have that level of cockiness. Speaking of which, I want you guys to leave your comments. Which Packer player do you expect to take the biggest leap forward in 2025? Along the same lines of cornerback conversations, for me, I'm really hoping it's Carrington Valentine. I hope that's the name that we're going to be talking about as taking that biggest leap forward for the Green Bay Packers. But I do think it's going to be Lucas Van Ness, which is also going to be great news for the Packer organization, for Packer fans, because that means that Jeff Hafley is going to be drawing up some stuff. Lucas Van Ness is going to be putting some pressure on the on the quarterbacks, which then hopefully is going to be forcing some throws, which would allow Carrington Valentine to benefit from maybe some premature passes and all of that stuff out there. So leave your comments. Interesting that Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, they keep adding some weapons. It seems like no matter where Aaron Rodgers goes, they know that his clock is ticking. So they're trying to win this year. And the Pittsburgh Steelers go out and trade Fitzpatrick, a proven safety in this league, for Jaylen Ramsey, another really proven corner. And then they also get Janu Smith. Interesting. And it's going to be an interesting matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, one in which I cannot wait for. Mark it on your calendars, October 26th. It is going to be a game, probably the game of the year. Leave your comments, and as always, go Pack Go.